G'day folks, welcome back to the channel for episode number 10 of our ATV Skater Templar, where we are in the gates of Necropolis, but we're actually going to go backwards, and I'm going to make sure, yes, I do indeed have enough dynamite. We'll make a quick pit stop in Homestead, and then we are going to go and get the two shrines out of the, this area, Pine Barrens.
See anything you like?
Obviously coming here to buy those free potions. Yes, I did just say buying free potions. No, it doesn't make any sense to me either, but here we are. Okay, sell all this rubbish. I'm probably not going to end up using that ring, let's be honest. But that sword is very, very nice. Let's bank all this and head on down to the Pine Barrens. Now I'm going to do a fairly quick run through of the Pine Barrens. There's basically, what, 4 or 5 quests that you want to hit while you're in there, and the 2 devotion shrines. Definitely worth doing just for the devotion shrines alone, but I think I've gone the wrong way. I have indeed. But the XP from those quests and also the Black Legion reputation is very, very nice. He's a burning, yeah, that makes sense. I was wondering why he was taking nothing for damage. Alright. So, we pay our 3 dynamite to get in. We keep putting points in physique. I have got 10 points in spirit because I have a feeling that Zarthuzalan's archive is going to need a lot of points at a later date. I think it needed some already. Right, so first stop is the Riftgate, which is also where the quest givers are. Although, having said that, we are not really going to talk to them initially. So we will continue on and get the Riftgate. So Riftgate's here, and we head north. You can talk to these guys if you want to. There's no real purpose to it. You can complete their quests without having being told about them. So you head to the north, and we're going to be looping back around to the left. Let's see if we can't leave some fire for things chasing us to stand in. Then we head south. Now this looks like it's blocked off, but it's actually not. Now once you get to this section, you are going to start running into, what are they called? These things here somewhere. There we go, manticores, that's the word. And you want to find a couple with the yellow name, Waste Stalker. They will drop poison glands. You need 1. You can put them in your stash if you want, in your personal stash, not in the shared stash. And then you won't have to come in here and get another one in Elite and Ultimate. You can just turn it in straight away. It's kind of pointless because, I mean, there's another one. They drop fairly regularly, fairly easily. Just about every one of these that has a yellow name is going to drop one. And the other thing we're looking for up here is, just here, is the named Manticore Mogara. Now Mogara is really, really good to farm if you're a soldier, because her amulet has +1 to soldier skills, which is something you definitely want to get your hands on. There we go, she's going to drop it. Not this time. She did also drop a Manticore Eye, which is a very nice drop. Quite rare compared to some of the other drops. Not that you need a huge amount of them, but good to have nonetheless, and it's always good to have one rather than not. Right, so after Megara, the next thing you want to do is murder all of the goblin shaman, so they will stop healing people. And then go ahead and murder the other ones. Mr. Shaman. I think, or is he he may have been a mage. Alright. So this guy is a fire enchanted monster, or otherwise doesn't care about fire damage so much. Right, I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna head through here. I did miss a witch doctor. Make sure when you're leaving this area, you're going under a bridge, and we are looking for a cave that is not marked on the map. Now, it could be here. It's not. It could also be over this way. I look at the map here and see this big L shape. Could be, I think it's here. But at the end of that L shape on one side or the other is another place it could be. Could also be here. And as I say in just about every one of these videos when I come in here now, after that point I'm a little bit fuzzy. Because it's only been every time since I started recording that it hasn't been there. So it's at the other end of the L. It's here. Now, the way you know it's the right cave is that it's not marked on the map. You can see here there's a cave entrance, and here there's a cave entrance. This is a different cave, and we will get to that cave shortly. So in this particular unmarked cave, as you may have guessed from the title, or the name of the area, this is Old Bloodbrier's lair. And we are here to evict him from life. But also from this cave. So basically, this cave you just walk to the end, and at the end you will find a really big Briarthorn. And he's dead. Yeah, there's a couple of chests and rocks and dead bodies and such, but I generally don't care, even though I usually click on them anyway. This is not normal. You don't normally come down from the hole and find yourself in a pile of monsters. If it does happen, you know, just kill them. This is going to be one of those cave entrances I pointed out on the overworld. So you will end up in those caves, but you don't want to go into them from outside. You want to go into them from right next to Old Bloodbriar, because you've killed him. So that gets us to this point. Now these caves are full of trolls and they're full of spiders, so expect a lot of poison damage, expect a lot of vitality damage, and you're looking for this cow. When you get to this cow, get ready for a boss fight. So I'm actually going to wait for the mana infusion to come back. This ring is not awful, but not amazing. When you find this cow, it's basically, notice that Angoliax, who is I was about to say the head cow, but no, she's the head spider, is about to drop down from the ceiling. So this is Angoliax the Gloomweaver. She summons a lot of friends, she does a lot of poison damage, has a web, etc. She does spider things. And she actually has the +1 to Arcanist skills amulet. Didn't drop it, same as Megara, but just trust me, she definitely has it. Okay, so now we're starting on Sailor's Guide. And now we need to leave. So the other exit is over here, or we could just walk out to this one. This top exit is closer to where we want to go, which I finally worked out last time I ran through here, after having done it the other way, working my way through all the spiders and trolls and such, for about, I don't know, 1,400 hours or so worth of playing. This door is close to where we want to be, which is to say it's closer to the top right. Now this road is where we want to be, and you'll notice there's an entry here with a rock in front of it, and if you go down a little bit further, there's an entry there with a rock in front of it, and I think there's one more, but usually you're going to have to go to the very last one, or occasionally the second last one, which will let you get across to that road that we wanted to be on. So taking that exit that I took is definitely the way to go. Here is the next shrine, which is going to go into this one. So freeze resistance and slow resistance, physique defensive ability, 10% move speed is very nice, and some resistances there. Sailor's Guide, pretty good all-round constellation. So we are almost done with the Pine Barrens. There's one more quest to do in here, which is to kill the Grobel who's taken over this castle, which we are going to go and do. And the other thing you could do, is not really worth it on normal. Not worth the time, that is, because you're not going to be farming Cronley's reputation or anything like that on normal. But what you could do is go through this little section here, and there's another section here with Cronley's gang in it, and you'll notice it's a dangerous domain, or whatever they call them. Yeah, dangerous domain, full of Cronley's gang. There is also a one-shot chest in there, but it's not really worth doing. And at the other side of that area, you can repair the bridge from Twin Falls, which will let you access that area from the Twin Falls Riftgate. So if you need to farm, for example, the Aether Pistols that drop from Rutnik, I think his name is, you can access that area a lot faster than having to run from the Pine Barrens Rift on this side. Okay, heading into the Tyrant's Hold. Our mission is get to the end, kill the big guy at the end. That's it. That's what we're here for. One thing that is really good about a Via's Might build is just fill all the doorways with fire, and then watch as things try and get through the doorway, have to run through the fire, and just burn. Alright, second little section here. There is a dynamite. There's actually 2 guaranteed dynamites in this area. One is in the boss room, the other one is just here. Usually this door will be blocked, and this one will not. So usually you'll have to come around and loop back down. Kind of got a little bit lucky this time, in that I didn't have to do that. It is nice just watching the XP bar sort of creep up while you're moving through an area. You never see anything die because it's all behind you, but it just keeps creeping. It's almost like playing a pet build where you just run around and things die. They're not going to chase me. Okay, so the first thing you want to do in this area is make sure everything that can heal is dead. You can probably ignore those. These guys with their little pea shooters don't really matter. You want to kill the shaman, because this guy has a ton of health, and the last thing you want to see is his health bar go from 10% back up to full. There we go, that's the end of him. Did drop his MI, but it's not great. This is the other dynamite I was talking about. It's always there. Free dynamite. Lovely. You also get a one-shot chest, which in this case is not very good. And that is the end of Pine Barrens and Tyrant's Hold. As I said, you can continue along to the right and unlock or repair the bridge at Twin Falls, and then you'll be able to come back this way. I'm not going to bother. Now we head back to the Pine Barrens Rift. where we can swap in some gear to give us a little bit more XP. You don't have to do this, but turning in a bunch of these quests all at the same time gives you a decent amount of XP. And boosting that by, was that 10%? So 5% there, plus another 5%. That boost is pretty nice. Let's just go ahead and... Oh no, what have I done? You know what? We'll do it that way. Okay, so 41. Keep working on Celestial Presence. This will be maxed out next level, and then I think we start working on Overload here for additional burn damage. Aether resistance is nice, and also some offensive ability. So, let's go ahead and finish the base game. Tomb of the Watchers, or Necropolis rather. I think I said in the last episode that you should definitely come through here with your Grim Tools map open and just find all of the lore notes and just have a read of them, because it is very, very dark. It's pretty good. Okay, wagon number 1 is gone. Let's see if we can't get the totem. There's sometimes a totem here. Go ahead and grab the lore note from up here. The other 2 carts are sort of over here, but came up here to check for the totem. It's not there, so we will go for a run. There is also a one-shot chest, which is here. There's a few other places it can be. This one is here. And the good thing about running through this area is you get a ton of chthonic seals of binding and such, which you're going to need. Some of the sort of mid-tier relics will need 12 of them. Some of them will require significantly more. It's definitely worth having a few of them on hand. So that's our second blood wagon gone. I can now see the totem. So I'm going to go and do that. And we just keep skating around. Scorched shoulder guards, that sounds pretty good. Let's have a look at those. Of course, lightning. +2 to the Guardians of Empyrean. I don't really care so much about that because I don't care about how much damage they do. What I care about is how much resistances they remove from the enemies. So increasing this will increase the damage that the pets themselves do. This is a sort of like a pulsing aura around them that does a little bit of fire damage and shreds elemental resist. That's what I care about. I don't really care about how much damage they do individually. And obviously lightning is not the damage type we're doing, although we do shred lightning resist as well, so the damage could be okay. Here is our last blood wagon, and we now have access to the Necropolis interior. No, that's where we are. We have access to the Tomb of the Watchers. So let's go stop the summoning of the Logorian. I should have just rifted back. That was a nice jog that I didn't have to do. Before we duck in here, I'm going to head back to Fort Icon and vendor all this stuff. If I remember, I will cut this out. Okay, we have successfully vended all the rubbish, hopefully edited that part out so you don't have to watch it, and we are heading into the Tomb of the Watchers. So this section, as you can see, has totems. It also has a shrine, although that may not be there on normal. It definitely has one on Elite and Ultimate. I actually think it doesn't have one on normal. But I guess we'll find out here in a minute. So, all of these ones as well, talking about how they have trapped the Logorian in here. They created this place solely to keep him banished or locked away or whatever. Definitely a good read. Highly recommend. Okay, Flame Silk Sash. Is that going to be any good? Nope. This one? Nope. Nope. And it's all rubbish. This one is actually not bad. I would use this on my Spellblade on my Spellbreaker if I found it. I didn't find it on him though, so unfortunately not. Okay. I was about to say that's where the shrine is, but it's not. There is not a devotion shrine there. Bane Galgalore here. He does a lot of poison damage. So you definitely want to stay out of these puddles. But I don't know. Maybe I've just played this game too much. But I definitely remember him being harder at one point. Okay, I think this is where the devotion shrine is normally. Yeah, just here. So I think that might be an elite and ultimate only thing. This little section here, you can see there's a hidden spoils there. The way you get into that little section there is via this torch here. Walk up to it, click the torch, and you go. And you'll almost never get anything good out of these, but, you know, extra loot. Everyone loves loot. And iron bits are going to be useful, although actually not so much for this character. So because we are going to be using the Vanquisher set, we don't need to flip so many set items to get the set, because the Vanquisher set drops from all of the different skeleton key dungeons. You actually can't flip other sets into the Vanquisher set. You actually have to go farm it. Which is nice because it's target farmable, you know exactly where it drops, you just have to go get it. But it's not nice because if it doesn't drop, you don't get it. And you can't just throw money at it, as it were. Which is how I normally get my sets. I just keep throwing money at re-rolling it from other set pieces that drop while I'm farming. And you can have your entire set pretty quickly. Let's see if I can pick the correct way to go this time, and hopefully won't have to double back. That is definitely a decent amount of damage. It'll be interesting to see how Logorian goes with this build, and I've successfully found a dead end. Every time, and I'm pretty sure it's the same dead end every time too. I'm starting to think that's always a dead end. Alright, so if we just head up to the top left corner of this little section here, we should be able to cut back in, and we're pretty much at the Logorian at that point. Just over there is another lore note as well if you're still interested in reading those. Okay, you can see here the Bane of Cairn over there. That is where we are going. Let's just clear this out. So, resistances you want for Logorian. You want Chaos Resistance pretty much as close to 80% as you can get it. I'm going to go get a Chaos Potion. The other one you want is Poison and Acid, and also Vitality as well. But for me, I definitely want to get Chaos Resistance capped. Ideally Vitality as well, but Poison is the other major one. Now, I don't have a Chaos Resistance Potion here, so I may have to do a little bit of shopping. The other alternative is that I may be able to... actually, I should have checked this before I just threw it away. Okay, so these boots are definitely not amazing, but they do have 16% Chaos Resist, which would cap me, so I'm going to hang on to those for now. And if I did that, I think I would be fine. I could then use a Vitality Potion. Let's do that. That one. Okay. That will actually do me. So there we go. Chaos Resist 80, Vitality 80, Poison 80. Those are the big ones. That's not the portal you want to use. However, it does lead you to another one, so not the end of the world. Fortunately, I managed to not delete my portal. And we're just going to go in and kill him. Or at least that's the plan. Oh, I forgot about this guy. So yes, you have to clear the door. Alright, there we go. Elixir of the Ancients recipe. Already got one of those in my inventory anyway, or in my, what do you call it? I have the recipe for it, and I have one of the... I have one in my stash. You want to keep an eye on his mouth. When you see it open up, you want it to shoot the Chaos things. This one, where it's all green and slimy and gross, you do not want to be in melee range for that one. So that one can be a bit of a shotgun. You definitely don't want to be standing there when it lands. Let's just kill his friends. It'd be nice if his friends would both come and stand together. And I do remember reading the guide, there was something about a setting you could use to force movement. So instead of charging up to him, hitting him, and then leaving all the fire in places where he's not, you can force the charge to go off and leave fire underneath him. I'll look into that after this episode, I think, because I can see why he does it now. G'day guys, just a quick interlude here. I will explain how all of this works in the next episode, but this is what it looks like when you use the force move trick, or the command, I guess. It doesn't show you, when you mouse over him, it doesn't show you that he's a target anymore, so you can just run across the front of him, assuming you don't get stuck like this, and leave all the fire where it needs to be. Alright, so Logorian's dead. We may now access Elite difficulty, and there's no loot. What do we get? 1 green, that's not very good. Let's put our normal boots back on. We got a blue that's no good. He did drop his MI, which is his shoulders, and the Dreadnought foot pads. So I think most of this is going to be more or less rubbish. So we'll just leave that. Let's head on out of here. We'll go back to Fort Icon and turn the quest in. Not Necropolis, we want Fort Icon. And we want to talk to Creed.
You've returned.
But first, I'm gonna get my bonus XP. Okay. There we go. Now, for completing that quest, he does give you a purple item.
You see the luminary
And I happen to get a level out of it, which is nice. We are now heading back to Arcanist, and we are going to max out Overload here. So my purple item was the Black Scourge here. This is a pet item. The pet it summons scales with pet bonuses. So this is basically worthless for this build. Which is good because it means I don't have to think too hard about whether or not I'm going to use it. Because the answer is obvious, I'm not.
See anything you like?
Let's go ahead and get rid of all this. And that's it. So this will be the end of this episode, and in the next episode we'll start on Ashes of Malmo content. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.